What's up, guys? Our wrestling podcast back at you with another episode. This is Dave Vicious, along with Justin Total Package and Craig the British Bulldog, bringing you our perspective on the world of professional wrestling. No ties, no inside sources, no ties to the industry, just stories from the diehards, sharing opinions with you. Today's topic, masked disasters. For audio fans, give us a listen on Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud, and iHeartRadio. Watch our videos on YouTube at Our Wrestling Channel and check out exclusive content on Daily Motion at Our Wrestling Podcast. On social media, can you give us a follow on Instagram at O.W.P 2019 or on Facebook at Our Wrestling Podcast? Or don't. No one's
Whatever you do,
anything.
don't do that.
No one's forcing you to do anything you don't want to do.
Don't follow a cool podcast that changes topics every week and we try to give you different angles, and don't do it. That's why would you?
Yeah, but I wouldn't. I wouldn't do it. Yeah. So Jess, what is a mass disaster, my friend? What are we doing today?
I did not write this topic. I don't know where you got it from.
Oh.
No. So listen. Sometimes, the famous wrestlers, when they're either transitioning or they're going to another promotion or they're not offered the same amount in their contract and they're just going to be used as jobbers, are like, I would like to go under a mask so people don't know who I am. Not all the time, but I was like, I didn't want to do a tribute to masked wrestlers because I'm not talking about like Mil Mascaris or anything like that, or Rey Mysterio or any of the Luchas. I mean disasters where like they put masks on people because they didn't want to recognize them as who they were for some odd reason. Maybe they got less money and the talent said, well, fine, if you're not going to pay me the money that I want, then I'm going to be a masked wrestler and you could job me out, whatever. So I was very interested in this because there's a couple on here that have they're legends, like, or infamous, as you can, if you say El Guapo in Three Amigos. Infamous? That, and not in a good way, right? Like, it's weird that these stars were under this mask. And I was like, what are you doing? Like, why are you under that mask?
What are you doing? Yeah. No, I kind of look forward to this, and I think you shared one this week, and I was like, I didn't even know this happened. So let's jump right into the first one, and I gotta ask if Vince McMahon was trying to do a play on who's on first, because you put Jim Neidhart as who? I'm like, yeah, who? No, his name was who, but who? I don't know. But Jim Neidhart was.
No, that's exactly what they were going for. That's as deep as they thought for the angle. That's
like who's on first, right? This is where this is going. Okay,
that's all they wanted.
Just want to make sure. That's ridiculous. So in 1996, a masked wrestler named Who made his first appearance for the WWF. The character never went all that far. While he was on the winning side of squash matches on TV, he never really got attached to a meaningful feud, leaving him as something of an oddball side attraction. Many fans have speculated that based on how play-by-play man Vince McMahon and color commentary Jerry Lawler called the matches, it was who's on first, like we just talked about, and trying to make those jokes and amuse themselves. Like you see Vince. Who?
So what year? What year was this, Dave?
1996.
96.
On the link I sent you where Who fought The Undertaker, Jim Ross said on there, and I laughed so fucking hard, like they were doing the shtick, Vince and Mr. Perfect were, and then Jim Ross goes, sometimes I wonder why I signed the contract to come here. Like, and I was fucking dying. Like, I was like, God damn, that's fucking funny. And the fact that Vince left that in there means he was like, ha ha, like he just knew he was wearing on everybody, getting to everybody.
Who? What are you thinking? I'm thinking, why in the world did I ever sign this contract?
I suppose you are. The Undertaker along with Paul Bearer at his side. And Paul assisting the Undertaker as he always does and readying him to lock up with Who. However, with Mankind in the building, who knows what's going to happen.
Like, it was so fucking
and then he said, go put on a fucking cowboy hat.
Shut the fuck up.
I do not remember this at all.
When I saw it, I was like, this is entirely new content for me. And I was thoroughly overjoyed with it. I was like, this is amazing. In a 2014 interview, Jim Neidhart expressed his displeasure with the gimmick. He suggested it was punishment for having been caught with marijuana. He'd never worked with a mask before and complained about having to work with no peripheral vision and having to use way, way more body language, which is really different to communicate with his opponents. But let's not forget that for some reason too, Jim Neidhart did not wear pants. He wore the actual standard, trunks of wrestlers, and his legs were extremely pale. That's all I gotta say. Like, he did not have time to take care of the tanning booth for that. It does feel like a punishment, does it not? I mean,
Yeah, 1,000% feels like a punishment.
like, and you don't get to wear pants. Like, I don't.
You idiot.
No,
I don't
and you know the thing about it was that Vince is loyal to Neidhart, and he wanted to give him work. But that was just I thought the gimmick was a little weak, quite frankly. But in any event, Jimmy Neidhart got work, and I think that was really the bottom line of that whole situation.
This next one hurts my feelings a little bit because, you know, it's one of my secret shames. Hercules Hernandez as Super Invader. After being with the WWF for 7 years, Fernandez signed with World Championship Wrestling, WCW. He once again adopted a masked persona, this time as Super Invader, a supposed Oriental assassin under the management of former rival Harley Race.
Stupid.
As Super Invader,
The
he beat Todd
Hercules
Champion.
Hernandez, the Oriental assassin. Sorry.
Well, I don't. Yeah, he was the Super Invader.
You know what? He did wrestle that Japanese style.
Right, and it's so
It's really
fucking great because like so basically like his whole thing was just like, so you got to act like you're from Japan. So how do you do that when you have a mask on? You do this when you walk down. And he would point at the camera, and then he would do like under the chops to the throats. He would do that all the time, and that means you're Oriental apparently in wrestling. That means you're a Japanese wrestler.
Wait,
when you
so
come down and
when
you
he
covet
broke from WWF, that's what his gimmick was. Instead of actually being the star that he was and using him for the big muscular guy, they put a mask on him and called him Super Invader.
Yes. Probably more because I think like they probably told him like, I mean, he was a jobber in WWF in 92 when he left anyway. Like his last match famously was not wanting to job to Sid, who was a star at the time. And like they wanted Sid to beat him in like 30 seconds or whatever and powerbomb him. And that was it. And he famously took the powerbomb, got pinned and stood right up and walked right out of the ring. Like it didn't sell it or anything. So he got fired for that. And then, and he was not happy anyway, but he was like fragmented from Power and Glory at that point. Hercules hadn't been a relevant single star since like 89 or early 90.
True.
And then in 92, he's like, what do you mean I'm losing to Sid? It's like, I mean, you know, like, you know who you are, right? I mean, like, you're not, you know, like, and there's like, he's like, Hercules does not agree to that. And so he leaves and then he goes to WCW. They probably don't want to pay him a lot of money.
Just did Hercules' voice of saying like that doesn't work. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's what but he talks about himself in third person, like the mighty Hercules does not accept, and he leaves. And then so he goes to WCW, and they're like,
"Get out of the locker room! Get out! We're not doing it."
I love it. I love
so then,
Herc, here's what we're gonna do. Herc,
shit.
We're gonna need Sid to get over. Big months. We're really trying to push him with a lot of money. He's gonna powerbomb you 30 seconds. No. I was like,
Herc, you know the chain's plastic, right? Herc, you know that's not gonna hurt anybody, right?
He's in Vince's office, the chain's hitting the walls and knocking the pictures off, like where he goes.
Vince's like, Herc,
stop it! Stop it right now!
And finally, Carl Robertson rolls in out of nowhere.
And I think Carl's going to wish he didn't roll in. Power bomb right there. He's going to cover them both. Look at this.
Too much.
What an easy win.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match, Super Invader.
Our first look at Super Invader in action from Bangkok, Thailand. He is an awesome specimen, and Harley Race is in rare form with him.
I'll tell you, Harley Race will travel all over the world. He did, a 7-time heavyweight champion.
I thought it was gonna work out.
Oh god damn! I fucking hurt.
You sent this one too, Jess. This is odd and kind of bothersome. Brutus Beefcake, guys. I don't know what he was like.
I don't remember any of these three. By the way, I was around for all of these.
I remember. I barely remember the Who, but I remember the Beefcake thing. And this was after his parasailing accident when he was healing up. So why in the world, like, okay, why wouldn't you just, okay. So,
before WrestleMania 9, but after the parasailing.
Yes. So this was in 1991. So, and he was actually in good shape if you look at his thing here. And then he got really badly out of shape before WrestleMania 9.
All you could do is work out. I mean,
yeah.
Or not.
Yeah, fair enough. But he is in phenomenal shape. I don't even know what he's wearing here. This is just unbelievable stuff. Following what seemed like a possibly career-threatening injury, Brutus geared up for a return the following year. In early '91, the former Beefcake began appearing in WWE once again. That would be a grand departure from every gimmick and character he ever had played up. Donning a misshapen mask that hid most of his face while wearing a fishing basket. Is that what that is? A fishing basket around his neck. This mysterious wrestler started appearing. I don't know. Like, even the mask, it looks like a starfish is sucking the side of his face. If that makes any sense. On part of it, like it's all knitted together. And this mysterious wrestler started appearing for the company seemingly out of nowhere, while being a featured. We don't know.
Oh, there was no name. So Dave will say the legend is it's the Mariner.
And that's what they say. It was supposed to be
that was I think more of the Mariner. That was more of a fan thing. They never named him that. They never called him anything when he was running out. So I think the fans named him that over the years for whatever odd reason.
The weird thing though, he wasn't coming out and doing he was doing run-ins, but he wasn't doing run-ins on to get like heel heat. He ran in on Earthquake and Rick Martel.
Well, if they let this go on much longer, he certainly won't. Oh, look at who is this? Who is that? Wait a minute, I know. Who is this guy? I don't know. What's he got on? Where'd he come from? Turn the camera so I can get a look at his face. How can you see his face? He's got some kind of a mask on. Look, for Earthquake to go down that easy from a headbutt. Look at the size of him. Where's he going? What's going on here? He put a headbutt on Earthquake and just about knocked him out.
And he never wrestled a match, and he was never given a name. It's so weird.
So if you're going to have, if you know that Beefcake's been off your television since summer of '90 because he got in a vicious parasailing accident, right? And then, why run him out under a mask in 1991? If he was physically capable to come out and do run-ins, let it be Brutus Beefcake. And then have him have him not say anything and just leave and run away. And he's like, why is the Beefcake talking? Then you can get like a lure up and then Beefcake can be different. I'm different now that my face, whatever, anything, change your character. But instead it was like they put him in this fucking mask and they do this weird thing with him. And then he never wrestled a match. Dave was going to read on. He never
wrestled a match.
But he ran in multiple times against Earthquake. So it looked like they were setting him up to face Earthquake. And then they just bailed on it. It's really fucking weird.
Because it could have been Earthquake and the Mariner, right? Earthquake, Tsunami, Mariner.
And then Hogan comes in and says, I need my buddy for a tag match of 9.
He's like, can we please stop?
I'm speculating, but this is the difference, right? If Beefcake had any kind of I don't want to say backbone, but if he was just like, hey, this doesn't work for me. Let's do this. Hogan always said hey, this doesn't work for me. Let's do this instead. Hogan always had some say in it. But Beefcake, we're going to dress up like this. We're going to call you the Mariner. He probably said, okay. Instead of be like, no, why don't I just come in as Beefcake since I'm allowed to do run-ins? You just can't touch my face because it's still healing, which I'm assuming is why he couldn't do matches. Has to be, right? So why
couldn't Beefcake just run out with the faceplate that he wore and then Vince saying, it's Beefcake under a faceplate? Yeah.
Yeah, I love the Beefcake character, but let's tweak it. Let's make him where he's going to come down. He's going to do this for no reason. And then we're going to be like, I'm different now. I'm a different Beefcake. I'm a different slab of beef now. I don't know. Just do something. But this makes no sense.
I'm not a barber anymore. I don't do hair.
Man,
I don't think we'll ever do a part 2 of this because I couldn't really find any more relevant ones.
That's pretty bad. But I am proud of you that even the Shockmaster is not on here. So
the Shockmaster is like a dead giveaway, but the other one
Shockmaster was going to be
but
the other one, there's one more.
He took the mask off when he wrestled. He was fucking the Shockmaster with no mask after that. So yeah.
And you didn't go for the easy gimmick of Giant Invader and Hogan Invader and that kind of thing.
I thought about that one, and then I was just like, but I mean, that's like
is that the one where Hogan wore the mask and wasn't he the Patriot? I thought about that one.
Yes, I did think about that one too. Fuck, maybe I should have done a part 2.
No, that was Mr. America, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah, that was Mr. America.
Yeah. It's not the Patriot. You're right. It was Mr. America.
But that was so the difference on that one is you knew that was Hulk, and you were supposed to know it was Hulk. Like
Right,
same thing
that's
with
true.
Dusty Rhodes and the Midnight Rider or whatever. Like you were supposed to know that it was the Midnight Rider because Dusty lost a loser leaves town match, and then all of a sudden the next week a guy with the same body, the same moveset or whatever, and this fucking stupid mask on, and he acted just like Dusty. He's the Midnight Rider. It's not Dusty Rhodes. Like, so that's different. These were like
And
they were
you
known
also,
wrestlers, and Vince was just like, I'm not alluding to who you are. You're just going to be this. Like, and well, WCW
just going
is
down
one of
that
them.
same storyline, you
Yeah.
also forgot about Garth Brooks. You forgot about that one too.
Yes, his
Come on.
little.
What was it? What?
Oh, the fucking Jesus Christ, Chris Gaines.
Yeah, Chris Gaines. Yeah.
See, this brain doesn't have many cells left, but what it does is random shit. And
You have pop culture stuff in your head. So yeah, there probably won't be a part 2 of this. I just thought we'd have
back in the pile, Craig. Back in the pile, everybody.
It's a nice little 20 minute.
You know what? Honestly, we just rolled off a couple we probably could, and we could if you stretch out the premise.
In my mind, I was just like, "Oh, there's no way we can do a part 2," and you guys rattled off like 7. I'm like, "God damn it! They should have done a part 2." Yeah, that's fine.
It all depends on, like you said, if we're supposed to know who.
Yeah, but my thing in my mind was like it was well-known wrestlers that they decided to just not. It wasn't part of their development or whatever. You were never going to know it was them.
That's not them. No, it's not.
Yeah,
but dude, Jess, that's phenomenal. Like as a fan as we all are, I forgot about all fucking 3 of those. That's
and how many times did it happen? There could have been other match wrestlers like
them too.
They could have went to small towns where Vince didn't want to pay, or whoever the promoter was didn't want to pay for a bunch of people, and he's like, "Hey, I need you to be a mass prelim in the opening match, and then you're going to be your normal person like later." Like that probably happened all the time. Like
who was Tex Slazenger and Shanghai Pierce? Like
the Godwins.
Wait, no shit. Were they both in masks?
They both were. Yeah.
They were the Godwins.
Yeah, they were the Godwins. Yeah, they were the Godwins.
We're gonna have part 2.
The hog farmer, but see, that was the reverse though. They didn't get known without their mask till after.
No,
like in
then
WWF,
they went back and be farmers after.
Yeah, they were first. It was Tex Slazenger, Shanghai Pierce, and then they went to WWF. And the hog farmer, Henry Godwin, was first, and then the other partner came over, and they were.
So part 2 is the reverse then. So then you can go Eddie Guerrero, who started probably in a mask.
And then switch them out. Yeah.
Whoever the fuck the Conquistadors were.
I could even do famous wrestlers that took their masks off, like Psychosis, Rey Mysterio. Moving to Guerrero.
I like that one. Yeah.
Were the Conquistadors famous? Or did they?
I mean, not really. I think one of them was a Guerrero. I can't remember.
I mean, who were the Killer Bees? You never saw their faces.
They can't.
For audio fans, give us a listen to Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud, and iHeartRadio. Or watch our videos on YouTube at Our Wrestling Channel. Don't forget our exclusive content on Daily Motion at Our Wrestling Podcast. On social media, give us a follow on Instagram at O.W.P 2019 or not. No one's telling you what to do here. You can also check us out on Facebook at Our Wrestling Podcast. For Jess, Craig, and myself, this is the O.W.P. signing off.
You're all pieces of shit. Oh, what?
See you at the matches.